The distress beacon had been screaming into the void for 72 hours when Captain Vextar finally accepted the truth: no one was coming. The Korath Confederacy didn't waste resources on a single damaged freighter, especially not one carrying a cargo of obsolete mining equipment to the outer colonies. Through the cracked viewport of the merchant's dream, Vextar watched the debris field slowly rotating around his crippled vessel. Pirates had hit them hard, stripping the engines and leaving them adrift in the dead space between star systems. His crew of 16 huddled in the cargo bay, rationing the last of their oxygen. The environmental systems had failed 6 hours ago. Vextar's 4 eyes tracked the readouts on his console. Oxygen, 4% and dropping. Power, minimal. Hope, 0. The Korath were a practical species. They understood cost-benefit analysis. They understood acceptable losses. Vextar understood it too, even as his secondary lungs began to burn. Then the sensors screamed. Something massive had just dropped out of faster-than-light travel less than 10,000 kilometers away. Vextar's claws trembled as he pulled up the scanner data. The signature was unlike anything in the Confederacy database: angular, brutal, bristling with weapon emplacements that could crack a moon. Unidentified vessel, this is Captain Vextar of the freighter merchant's dream, he transmitted, his translator implant struggling with the universal trade language. We are disabled and require immediate assistance. Our oxygen supply is critical. Static. Then a voice, flat and mechanical, speaking a language the translator barely recognized: human standard English. Merchant's dream, this is the UNSC Vindication. We read your distress beacon. Stand by for emergency boarding procedures. Humans. Vextar's blood chilled. Every species in the galaxy knew about humans, the youngest spacefaring race, violent and unpredictable. They'd emerged from their little blue world only a century ago and had already fought 3 wars, each more savage than the last. The Korath Confederacy maintained a strict neutrality with the United Nations Space Command, neither ally nor enemy, because no one wanted to be either. The warship moved closer, its bulk blotting out the stars. Vextar could see the scars on its hull now: plasma burns, kinetic impacts, the marks of a vessel that had seen real combat. The name Vindication was emblazoned across its bow in angular letters that seemed to cut through the darkness. Captain Vextar, we're deploying a rescue shuttle. Your hull integrity won't support a hard dock. Prepare your crew for evacuation. Understood, Vextar managed, switching to the internal comm: all hands, prepare for rescue. We're being evacuated by humans. The terrified chittering that echoed through the ship told him everything he needed to know about his crew's feelings on the matter. The human shuttle was small, efficient, and terrifying. It latched onto the merchant's dream's airlock with mechanical precision. When the hatch opened, 3 figures in powered armor stepped through, their helmets reflecting the emergency lights. The lead figure's faceplate cleared, revealing a scarred face with dark eyes that had seen too much. Lieutenant Chen, UNSC Marines, the human said. Let's get you out of here. The evacuation took 12 minutes. The humans moved with practiced efficiency, carrying the weakest crew members, guiding the others through the umbilical to their shuttle. Not once did they hesitate. Not once did they ask about payment or treaties or political complications. On the Vindication's medical bay, as human medics worked to stabilize his crew, Vextar found Lieutenant Chen. Why? He asked simply. We are nothing to your people. Our governments barely speak. Chen looked at him with those ancient eyes. We picked up your beacon. You needed help. She paused, then added quietly, where we come from, Captain, we have a saying, no one left behind. Doesn't matter what flag you fly. Vextar watched her walk away, understanding something fundamental about these strange, violent, impossibly compassionate creatures. Humanity hadn't joined the galactic community. They'd challenged it to be better. Outside the viewport, the Vindication turned toward the shipping lanes, ready to resume its patrol. Somewhere in the void, another distress beacon was calling. And now Vexthar knew, someone would answer.